This is another news for Friday, December 2nd, 2011. Another news is actually brought to you by a real sponsor, by the NewTek TriCaster 850, a 24-channel video switcher that lets you broadcast, stream, and record HD video all at the same time. Find out more at newtek.com. Welcome to another news. I'm Iyaz Akhtar.
And I'm Liz Romero.
Tony Wang is on assignment over there. I don't know if he's on the drop cam, but...
he's being evil.
Yeah, he's actually got work to do for TWiT, this Week in Law, which follows this show.
And there's 2 episodes. So.
And we have Jeff back there, Jeff Stewart. And if you're wondering what this show is, and you've never seen this before, this is a show where we cover some of the uncovered stories in tech. Some people don't cover these things because they're a little too silly or they're not, what's the word? Not hot enough. So, But we like to have fun with these things.
Not enough pizzazz.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to be hearing about carrier IQ on this show, okay? We're not going to be talking about patent wars.
Why?
Right?
What?
It's so heavy.
When? I only did the show because I thought that was going to be on.
Well,
you lied to me.
Well, if you walk out, that means I'm doing the show with Jeff, and that's going to be a disaster. So let's talk about... Yes?
No, I said thanks for saying that.
Okay. Let's talk about our first story. It's a piece from the New York Times. A pair of researchers, Dr. Hani Farid and Eric Key, a PhD student in computer science at Dartmouth, are working on software that can determine how photoshopped a picture is. So the thing is, it works on a scale of 1 to 5, and the research is going to be published this week in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. Now, it's based on an algorithm, and it studies a face and the body to see how much it's been altered. And those pictures up there, you can see that with Photoshop and retouching, you can make people look very, very different.
Angelina Jolie looks exactly the same. That's just...
You just need new
so
glasses.
depressing.
No, she looks... You can see that she's shinier and smoother in the Photoshop thing. George Clooney doesn't look like himself in this image. Would you be using this a lot? Let's say you're on Facebook. Would you want this software? If this was a Facebook app, right? Would you be checking if everybody's retouching their profile photos?
I don't have friends that are fancy enough for this that would actually be able to do it. I would do it to... I probably do it to certain stars to make myself feel better. I'm like, Mariah Carey did not lose that baby fat that fast. BS.
So you use it for self-esteem issues?
I would.
Well, see, I like this thing because, I mean, sometimes you see some pictures, you're like, is that person, like, is that a wax statue? Is that a Photoshop thing done to death? But I mean, like, this is something I'm thinking this could be a lot of fun because if you have any smartphone nowadays has a camera, right? And you can screw with it all you want. You can not Photoshop images, altering images. You can alter images anytime you want to. So you could always see who's messing with it. Or like,
Yeah.
I guess they should also have software if you're holding it at a certain angle. You know, the thinning angle. When people do this with their camera, it's like, oh, look.
You don't do this. You do this.
Yeah, you got to learn to shoot yourself. Don't shoot from below.
Gotta get rid of this. But
Yeah, I
no,
don't know
actually, I would probably use this for Tina Facebook because she kept making fun of all of her pictures. She's like, I did 7 different differences. See what they are. And it's just like a picture of this old, decrepit woman. And she's claiming that was her before. And then the picture of herself is the Photoshopped one.
There's a lot of Photoshop done in that. There was a discussion in that book where she's at a photo shoot, right? That's what it is. And how long it took them to get her dressed in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 8 or 9 hours. And even
They kept
then,
trying to squeeze the poor woman into size 0. Who does that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Just a lot of safety pins in the back, man.
I don't know what size she is. Let's move on to cord cutting. Now, HBO's co-president Eric Kessler was telling a bunch of insiders that there is no chance his company will make shows like True Blood or The Wire available to digital non-subscribers. He called cord cutting a fad that will go away. He called it a temporary phenomenon that will go away once the economy improves. And HBO's bread and butter is content, not licensing. So you'll never be able to get these shows legally unless you have an HBO subscription with cable, and then you can use their app. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard, especially if you have really good quality content and you have ravenous fans, they're going to try to get the shows anyway. Like, just let's just make up a person. Maybe let's call him Tony. Tony really wants to watch a show on HBO, right? And he doesn't have cable. How could he possibly get the show? Maybe like BitTorrent or download sites or... Do you think somebody like this fictitious Tony would do something like that?
Possibly.
Possibly?
Possibly. Yes. No, of course. He said he would.
No, well, yeah, fictitious Tony said that. No real Tonys.
No real
said
Tony. But
anything
I'm
like
a
that.
total... I'm not a cord cutter at all. Like, I actually have HBO. I have Comcast. I do on demand. Oh my God. Yeah, I do that. So there's still.
I got distracted. There's a van coming in through the porthole. Anyway, so you have HBO.
I have HBO. I'm up on my True Blood, my Boardwalk Empire. Just, yeah.
But don't you think they're forcing people to do stupid things? I mean, now I know there's a lot of people out there like me who say, look, if you don't have access to the show, don't watch the show. End of that. That's all you have to do. Like a lot of people do that with like BBC shows. Like, oh, I want access to this. I want to be able to watch this episode. It's like, well, it's not available here. So guess what? You don't get to get it. But people end up torrenting it because nobody's bothering to sell these things. They could make some more money on this. But then again, I wonder if people would subscribe to HBO at all if you could just buy these episodes individually. Would you stick to HBO on cable, or do you like the portability?
No, I would stick to HBO because I like the discovery of new things. Like Games of Thrones. I would have maybe not known about that. Certain things, when I'm subscribed to them, I don't know about the new shows until all of a sudden I'm on demand and all of a sudden it's coming up. I'm like, oh, what's that? Yes, I'll watch that. And new discovery. So
you want to be passive when you watch television. You're not seeking things out.
It's the same reason why I like Pandora. I like to find new discovery. I want it to all of a sudden just like, wow, I never knew about that. That's fantastic.
Why is there not a thing like that right now where you can just pick a video, like a seed video? I like this show. I'm not talking about like Netflix recommendations. I just mean something that's streaming tons of content at you. That would be something. I'm waiting for that, by the way. So if you're out there, Netflix, I want to have a seed show. Like, I really like this show, but show me other things like that, like what HBO does. And now to a product that I think everyone is going to make fun of. It's from Verizon. It's the Home Roam wireless 7-inch television. Now, CNET did a hands-on on this thing. If you take a look at it, it's a two-piece gadget. There's an AV hub that transmits signals to a 7-inch screen up to 100 feet away. Okay, now this is a quote from the CNET article. Build quality of the two units looks like something you'd find in a flea market. It costs $160, and it actually has better battery life than they stated. Hey, Jeff, could you play that video? Nice.
Is a completely new idea in portable
she makes me want to buy it.
Entertainment. While portable TVs receive over-the-air programs, they are subject to available local stations and signal strength that vary from location to location. If you're a subscriber to premium channels like HBO, Showtime, Starz, and Cinemax, they're not available over the air. If you want to receive these premium channels, you will need a cable or dish set top box at a monthly cost for each box at about $6 per month.
I am reading a
Home Roam
script.
TV
This is
connects
awesome.
your cable box and makes available all your already paid for programming where you want to watch at home.
Okay, I think we could cut it off there.
Yeah,
Now, some people in the chat room think it's a tablet. It's not a tablet. It literally is a display. Okay, and on one side, you remember those old things called like Leapfrog or Rabbit? You would be able to wirelessly send your signals over. Same kind of thing. It doesn't look like it makes a lot of sense why you would have to have one of these.
I could see people at retirement, retirement communities having this. Like, grandma's still watching her soap opera as she like goes out to meet her friends to get some food and coming back. It's like grandma's probably not going to have a tablet where she could just have the HBO on the go app and then everything else.
Well, it would be like, okay, so you connect your cable box to that little transmitter, and then you'd have your television, and then you could walk around with it. So you could be gardening and watching HBO.
And fall on your face.
Yes, you could fall on your face. I don't know if that's a feature of the...
Did it comes with a face guard or something?
No.
So when you fall on your face? Nick,
Why, because you think people would be walking like this around?
Whack! Yeah, I could do that. I could see myself going, whack! Yeah.
Yeah, Dave McD is calling it a crappier version of Slingbox. It doesn't have controls either, so like you can change volume. You can't control like your set-top box from the device. Like
so you're stuck on one channel in the commercials?
It's like if I grab this TV and it was wirelessly getting a signal from somewhere else, I can control the brightness, the volume, and everything, but I can't control the set-top box.
Stuck with commercials. What insane person would want that?
I don't know.
I hate this thing.
I don't hate this. I like portable televisions in theory. In theory, this is a good idea.
You're the person who doesn't even like to have a phone. I'm the person who has a phone, does a text message, calls people, still has Comcast.
I don't like to talk to people. What does that have to do with television?
But it's like, you like this?
Yes, I like this thing.
It's contradicting.
Well, it's $160. It's, in other words, it's a really craptastic kind of thing. You put it in the kitchen, right? It gets ruined. Who cares? All right, let's say you're watching something on your big screen TV.
Grandma will cry.
You're watching something on your big screen TV.
You mess with her soap operas.
Your big screen TV. And you want to watch this in another room. Now, you could do this with a Slingbox, right? And you'd have more control. But Slingbox costs money. It costs more than $160 to have the app. App is like $30 for Slingbox, and then or Sling Player, and then there's the actual hardware, which is a couple $100.
This is like the network brainwasher. You're forced to watch every single thing on their network and not change if you want to. It's like, oh God, it's the thing about Imodium. I have to be forced to watch it. It's like, what?
What are you watching?
I don't know.
First, you're watching HBO, and there's no ads for Imodium on HBO.
I don't know.
Unless there
I'm just
is.
thinking of one that would disturb me and how I'd be forced to watch it.
You could just turn it around or turn it off.
I'm just like, oh, I'm not watching you anymore.
Well, I'm sure our sponsor is glad that we're talking about Imodium. Let's talk about New Tech. We're using the New Tech, or Jeff is right now, the New Tech TriCaster system to stream our live production. This is live. This is coming to you with the TriCaster. Using the TriCaster 850 is like having your own giant TV truck, but it's tiny. Ooh. Look at that. You see the graphics? This is new. That scared me a little. Oh. This magical box is a 24-channel system with everything you need to make a TV show, including virtual sets. We don't use virtual sets very much here. We
will be.
We will. We can use TriCaster for either desktop or portable production because we're going to be using this at CES.
Oh, we're definitely. That will be.
That's how portable it is. It's just like that. It can really move. TriCaster lets us broadcast, live stream, project, and record HD video all at the same time. To find out more about TriCaster, visit newtech.com. That's newtech.com. Because this is killer. If you ever wanted to get in this kind of video production, this is the way to go.
Yeah, no, we're actually, TriCaster and New Tech will be at CES, so they're going to be giving us one there, but we never, this is a chapstick you never go anywhere without, man, except if you're podcasting.
Chapstick?
You never go without your chapstick,
It's like the chapstick of television production.
Exactly.
You heard it here first.
It works for everybody. It's a village bicycle. Everyone's had a ride. Nope.
Let's talk about something else entirely.
Oh.
What was that? I heard
Mark emailed me.
Interesting. Let's talk about San Francisco testing feeding a parking meter over a cell phone. San Francisco Gate reports that the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency is working on a new service that will send drivers a text message if your parking meter is about to expire. Yes. So from there, you'll be able to put more money in the meter from your phone. Now, there's a 45-cent convenience fee. But then again, if you don't want to pay the fee, you can always run back to the meter and put more quarters in it or whatever. And this is going to roll out to the Castro District first. Wow. I love this idea.
I love
because
it.
Otherwise, you get like a $55 ticket.
Oh, yeah, and they're Nazis, man.
Well, I don't know if they're Nazis. That's a little bit harsh.
They're parking Nazis. They're also like that in Petaluma. They will freaking give you 2 tickets if you don't move your car.
I mean, it'd be interesting to be able to get a notification on your phone to go, okay, look, I can pay right from here. There's not a lot of details on how exactly this is going to work. Is it going to be linked to a credit card? How do you even link the meter to that particular phone? But it seems like a really cool idea. This is something that should be out there
everywhere.
But
I wish it's going to be in Chicago when I go there.
Yeah, but does it seem like, why would a city help you out with this? It's 45 cents instead of making $55. This is a big moneymaker. Why would they do it? Will it fail often?
I don't know why. I don't know what would be their benefit, but I know it's going to benefit me. I will be one of those people, as soon as I get a text, I'm like, bye guys. I'm like, don't drink my drink. So I'll run back to put some money in my meter.
They're trying to build warm, fuzzy feelings. So when you think of the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, not authority, agency.
You don't think so, you terrible people, you took all my money and gave me tickets. It's like, yay.
Yeah, now you're like, yay, thanks for helping me out. Here's 45 cents.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks.
That's very nice.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
I guess people do park in San Francisco. I don't think I ever see cars move over there. There was just on the...
Well, I know when we...
Parked forever.
When we did the Ford and there was the photo shoots, I had to move, keep going back to the meter for our photo shoot for the photo walk to, make sure I had my little timer on to make sure I could put more money in there. So it would have been more convenient for me to be able to pay with the company credit card since it's on company and just do it that way instead of running back. I'll be back again. Coming back. I'll be back again.
Yes, Agent Mercury's got it right. So people will stop hating the meter maids because they have a lot. There's a show about this, Parking Wars. You ever see that? It's
so actually this is where the warm, fuzzy feelings need to interplay.
Because people yell at these meter maids because they're doing their job, even though people don't like what their job is. But they're doing their job. If you didn't pay, you owe them money. On top of that, by the way, somebody told us in the chat room that Montgomery County already had this for a year. How's that working?
Well,
does it work well?
Do you know about this? Montgomery?
Tell us about it, Web 90, whatever your random number was. You should send us an email.
Web 8879. No, they did a link.
They did a link. I know I have the link. I just don't know how his experience was. Let's move on to the kitchen.
Ooh, that kitchen.
The kitchen. Now, there's a cool dual tower system designed by Philippe Stark. It's a complete kitchen.
So is this like Stark Lake Enterprises?
It reminded me of that, and that's probably why I put it in the lineup. It has 2 towers. There's a hot one and a cold one. One's got like your oven and your microwave. The other one's got all your refrigerated stuff. And it doesn't have a sink. That's another thing. But it fits everything in like, it was 11 square feet. Each tower is 11 square feet. So you could fit an entire kitchen in like 22 square feet. So if you were in, I don't know, like a studio apartment, you could fit an entire... No, the sink is another unit. So there's a third thing. But you can fit your entire kitchen instead of having all those cabinets, a whole room dedicated to it, just 2 towers.
This is
It looks good too. It's not like it's a hideous looking thing. Looks like these mahogany. Look, there's the dining table / range / sink. For those of you who were wondering where the sink was, I love this thing because I live
in an
kitchen.
incredibly tiny studio. This thing would be awesome.
Well, counter space to work. What are you doing that you don't look?
To cook. Yeah, no. If you're fancy with your cooking abilities, you're like, what is this? I need all my counter space. I need to be able to have this and this and this there. I understand that part. But when you're in a tiny studio and you have no room whatsoever, this is fantastic. I love it. And in a workspace, if you're in some type of office where you don't have any type of kitchen or anything, you could have a kitchen just with this, and it's not going to be you don't have to build a whole new room.
Yeah, and you know how like every party ends up in the kitchen anyway, right? Everyone always ends up gathering over there because that's where everything is. Why not just put these in your living room?
Hello.
You don't need that whole dedicated space. Like I like this. We should put one on the TV.
She's eating on the floor.
We could put this in, actually, we could probably put this in the studio somewhere if we were crazy. It's really small. We do need an oven because someone did send us a pizza.
Ooh, the deep dish pizzas. So I'll bring some back from Uno's.
Yeah, so then we need one of these towers. And if you have to ask what it costs, you can't afford it because I don't know.
Oh,
it's probably crazy expensive because
we will welcome one that gets donated.
And they rotate, by the way. So they rotate in that one space. So you don't even.
Is it like the control desk?
It's better than control desk because you can rotate all the way.
Control desk could...
Actually, I don't know if it could because if you have to have a line for electric, you probably don't want to be doing that.
All of a sudden, shock.
All right, let's talk about time travelers because that happens every now and then. Eloy Cole, a strangely dressed man, said he traveled back in time to prevent the Large Hadron Collider from destroying the world. Okay, now if you're going to show up anywhere and say you're a time traveler, the LHC is probably a good place to be because it maybe could create time travel, but we don't know about that.
Watch out, it's Arnold.
This guy's been arrested a couple of times before trying to sabotage this thing. This time, his excuse was, countries do not exist where I am from. The discovery of the Higgs boson led to limitless power, the elimination of poverty, and Kit Kats for everyone. It is a communist chocolate hellhole.
Did you say Kit Kats?
That's what he said, Kit Kats.
Okay.
The actual snack treat. It's a communist chocolate hellhole, and I'm here to stop it ever happening. This is his actual quote.
What does he have against Kit Kats?
No, he wants them back. They've been eliminated in the future, according to Cole. And this is all because of the... No, okay, this guy's been arrested several times at the Large Hadron Collider. He's the guy who threw like breadcrumbs in there that stopped the experiments. He's done some dumb things. He's responsible for the baguette incident, as was put in this thing. But yeah, this time he was arrested again. And this is not old news. This is just a fellow who's either he is a time traveler, which I don't know because apparently
I want some evidence. Like they finally did in Terminator 2. It's like,
how is he gonna have evidence?
I don't know. They always eventually
just by showing up, he's changed the future.
The butterfly effect.
Well, let's see. He was seized and he was rooting around bins. He explained that he was looking for fuel for his time machine power unit, a device that resembled a kitchen blender. Sounds like Mr. Fusion to me. You've seen Mr. Fusion? It looks like a blender, right?
I'll think of Mystery Science Theater. How about them apples? He looks like a blender.
There you go.
Hello.
Maybe. But the other thing is, if you were a time traveler, would anybody ever believe you anyway? How could you ever prove that?
Eventually, there's always a girl in the movie that believes them. Some girl will.
I see.
It's usually the girl that will actually like, I believe you.
So they just need you to believe.
It's not gonna happen. I'll be like, back off.
All right, now
Stalker.
we're gonna kick a failed Kickstarter while it's down.
Oh.
So now we're gonna ask Jeff to take my screen. We're gonna play this video. One day. There we go. I'm gonna make it full screen. Now this is a Kickstarter project. We're gonna be talking over it every now and then.
Oh, my Lanta. feel that groovy music. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Meglio.
Oh. What? Why? What?
It's so you can comfortably enjoy the iPad, clearly.
Oh.
Now, so far,
What if your finger's too fat?
wait, hang on. It's versatile, so it looks like it's got a.
Snapple.
Now, basically, it's like the.
Oh, it just fell out. It just fell out. I saw it. No, wait.
No, in the ad, when you watch the iPad ads, right? They rotate that thing perfectly on an axis. This would let you do that.
Okay, that was not very encouraging. He did not really shake that like a child
so
would.
it's got shaking children. So it would act as a stand. So it's getting less. It's not a bad idea. You can type on it.
Serious writer. Wait,
Got you
who
covered.
seriously does it? What? Who does that on iPad who's a serious writer?
Well, you might want to type out something really fast. What you have now? Here's one of them. Now
wow.
it's in the bathroom.
That is terrible.
This is what they don't forget. This is the Kickstarter video, so they were trying to get money based on this. Text your iPad. Let's see, and then this guy talks for a bit. So we're gonna stop
That's
him from
him
talking.
in his face. Ooh.
So they had 86 backers. They needed $15,000 to get basically a rotating handle.
That you could use when you're on the toilet.
Yes, effectively. That was the.
Who has their? No.
You
No,
think-
no, no. How many people have their shower that close? I'm sorry your bathroom is that, tiny, but who has their...
Wait a
How many
second.
people have the shower doors?
So wait a second. You're angry about this because of bathroom design, not this
Both.
project.
It's a combination.
I think that as I was watching this video, it got less dumb, but I could see why
Less
it
dumb.
failed.
It got dumber.
What
Dumb.
could these guys have done in the video to make this like a success? Because I mean, it's just a hook that rotates.
Well, by the
Right?
way, I would want to see some more shaking then. He'd doing like this. It's like, I want to see.
But what did that thing cost? You have a Marware case. Does pretty much similar things, right? How much did that case cost?
It cost me $44.
$44. So not $15,000.
It's leather.
It's pleather,
It's all pretty. It's all pretty.
and it's got a strap.
Yep, strap, stand.
But can you rotate the actual device in your hand?
Don't tempt me with a good time.
The other thing is, why would
rotate? Oh.
why wouldn't you just rotate it yourself? I don't understand. Like if I had, can I borrow that for a second, please?
There you go.
Thank you. If I had a tablet in my hand, I don't need a swivel point. Like I'm not a robot. Like I can do
It's just
this.
gonna do one. Oh.
Look at that! I did it without spending money. I can rotate.
Shenanigans.
I don't understand that point exactly why you need that. I mean, I got the
You're gonna
idea.
do this, and then if you really want to, you just go like this. Ta-da!
Oh my gosh.
It's like for the one-hand man who doesn't have it, he's like this.
But then again, I think the Lazy Susan was a dumb idea, and that worked out pretty well. And a little turntable thing. It's like, oh look, I want that salt on the other side of that wheel. I'll turn the wheel.
Well, that's just fantastic. I'm a eater, and I appreciate that.
I'm an eater, and I
I'm
appreciate
an eater, man.
it. And I think we have a title for the episode.
I'm an eater. I love my food. I'm a fantastic.
Yes, the comforter grip. If you're going to sit there and for a long time, it would be nice. Okay, apparently, see, that's comfortable. I don't know if that was necessary, but good luck on your next project out there if you try another Kickstarter one day. I think we're going to end this episode. What do you say?
Oh, see, I see how it is. Just because it's you and me, you're like,
Well, we're going to do post-show, but I mean the recorded episode.
no, it's okay, fine. We can't have our moment of being our buddy system. No, it's short-lived. I see how it is.
Liz will not be here next week because she's being snide right now. I've decided that next week she will not be here. Why don't you
got
you're
booted.
go far away, go very far away for like a week.
This
Okay.
is like Survivor. Am I getting
then-
kicked out? Oh my, what? Oh
That-
my God, what? Oh.
This is exactly what it's going to look like next week.
Oh.
Now, Liz is going on vacation, so that's why she won't be here next week.
I'm going to Chicago.
That does it for us. If
Right, Leo,
there's
I'm going to Chicago.
Right on!
Woo! Yeah.
no episode is complete without a walk by Leo. That's always awesome.
Didn't.
That does it for us. If there's a story you think should get the spotlight, email us at iontwit@gmail.com. That's IONTWIT@gmail.com. Or leave us a voicemail.
You love the voicemail.
At our awesome phone number of 321-22-OTHER. That's 321-22-OTHER. Or if you don't want to learn how to spell that, it's 321-226-8437. Until next week, keep your eye on the news. The eye on the news. Get
It's
it?
like I have my eye on you. That's like Aliens. You've never seen Aliens.
No,
You
I haven't seen
don't?
Aliens.
No.
And recording.